Welcome back to Tiny Talk, episode 13. I'm Brian Sodre.
And I'm Sal DeBenedetto.
And today we'll be discussing, do you need a garage for your new construction build? Today, we want to dive into it. Sal, in your current house, do you park your car in the garage?
I do not.
I don't either. Most people don't. So what the hell is the purpose of spending tens of thousands of dollars on a garage? What's your take on it?
I think a lot of people, just it being the norm nowadays, have a garage on their home. And back then the standard was a 1 car, then it became a 2. Now I see a lot of homes with even a 3-car garage under 2,000 square feet.
Oversized garages for RVs. You know, right now they're for RVs. Who knows what they're going to be in the future? The point is, we're getting really good at buying things we don't need. And this all ties back into affordable housing, small footprint homes, and advocating for what we do, because people are getting out of line here. They're wasting their money in things that they don't need. So what are some costs associated with building a garage?
If you were to build one of our homes, using our homes as an example, I'd say an average 1-car garage would run you anywhere from 25 to 30 grand, roughly.
Right. And that's for a 1-car garage. 2 cars starts to add up. What are some other things that go into the expenses of maintaining a garage?
A lot of people nowadays decide to throw a mini split unit in the garage. So if you do that, you're going to have higher energy bills. Maintenance of the garage door, the garage motor can go out, and a lot of additional hardscaping, additional power washing, because the home will have an extension on it versus just having the tiny home. You'll have a garage too now you'll have to maintain, extra roof. So just basically anything that comes with having a bigger structure, just add on maintenance.
Yeah, and the way that I look at it is all that empty space eventually is going to get filled with crap you don't need. So all the tools that these macho men buy, trust me, I've dreamt of it before. They buy all the badass tools and car parts and everything you can imagine, the baddest lawn mowing machines and everything that you can think of, your toys, your motorcycles, you just fill it in there. And right at the sweet spot is about a year and a half where that excitement, that lust just fades away. And now you just got your garage filled with crap with things you're not using.
I could definitely speak on that. My house personally has a 3-car garage and none of that space is used for cars. It's just storage at this point.
The point is not to judge you on what crap you have in your garage, but more so if you're doing a new construction, again, whether it's an investment for yourself to rent out or a home that you're going to reside in, is a garage absolutely necessary? Or are you just trying to keep up with the current norms? I say personally, if you can set aside those additional costs during the construction phase of around $30,000 and apply it to something else, maybe a nice privacy fence. I'm a big pool guy. I like pools. The maintenance is a little expensive, but I like pools. What would you spend the $30,000 on?
To be honest, it would depend on the use of the property. If it was a rental property, I would probably take that money and just make that an extra bedroom and a bathroom versus having the garage, because a lot of rent is based on how many bedrooms you have as of just having regular garage. But if it was my primary residence, I probably would have a garage, because me personally, I just like to have my vehicle in the garage. But again, preference.
So find out what that $30,000 means to you and apply it to something more meaningful, or keep it in your pocket and do something else with it. I'm sure there's many other things that you can do with money.
Take a vacation.
Take a vacation. But again, it's not necessary. However, we want to talk about where it may be necessary, where it may be required due to local building and zoning ordinances.
So before I got into this field, I didn't even know that there was any requirements for a garage in some counties or cities, but it turns out in the city of Fort Myers, you actually cannot build a structure without a garage. So in some scenarios, you're kind of forced to put that garage on in order to comply with county and city regulations, unfortunately.
And to me personally, it's so frustrating when all you hear you know, especially in my field, in our niche, all you hear is affordable housing. We want affordable housing. And you approach these municipalities showing them what is an alternative solution. And, you know, you start to get through all the nuts and bolts and something like this comes up. Well, a garage is required. You're asking for affordable housing. It doesn't make sense to add a $20,000 structure for a car.
Exactly. And the house might be in somebody's budget where they would fall into that affordable category, but the garage requirement takes the house out of that affordable range for the client.
And one thing I'd love to also touch on, similar to garages, pools, and a lot of things around the house, usually what you pay for it is not necessarily what it's worth on an appraisal, especially in the first few years where you're basically at market value. Garage is one of those things. You're paying, again, around $30,000, but for an appraisal, the way that they'll list it, I could be wrong, I'm not an appraiser, but it's around $15,000 as a credit towards the value of the house. So when you put all the numbers together, if you have it, spend it. If you want it, take it. But if you don't, let's make better use of that. Let's make some building changes, zoning changes to allow for more affordable houses and flexibility to what people can do with their own money.
So I think it's crucial during the land acquisition process that you make that decision beforehand, because it will determine where the lot will be located and the size of the lot. Because, for example, if you get a lot that's not wide enough for a garage, you won't be able to put a garage down the road. Right. But if you wanted to build a house with no garage, but you buy a lot that accommodates it, you could save up the money, build the house without a garage. And the cool thing about our prefabricated materials is it's so easy to add on in the future. So if you wanted to save up and put the garage up, you could easily make an opening into the house. So depending on what your future plans are, I think it's crucial to point that out in the land acquisition process.
In the planning phase, sure. And there's other alternatives, guys. I mean, there's carports, whether they're temporary or permanent. Like he mentioned, you can always add it on in the future when the budget allows. You can always have a separate a garage. It doesn't necessarily have to be attached. So there's many different alternatives.
And you actually mentioned this to me just recently. Instead of spending the 25 to 30 grand on a garage, you could rent a storage unit for $100 a month, and you could have that storage unit for 15, 20 years, and it would not even equate to the cost of putting a garage on your home.
If you're a storage king or queen, or what we refer to as hoarders, you're better off hoarding in the storage facilities. You'll save a lot more money. Don't buy a garage just to store your crap. That ends it for us. Hopefully it wasn't too vulgar for you. We had some fun with it. Episode 13, Brian Sodre.
Sal De Benedetto. Till next time, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.